what's that look for? That's the second packet you've had, yeah, since lunchtime. Yeah. Look at Miss Pandy. She's been acting really picky about what she eats. But if I leave it long enough, she'll eat it. But she's been wasting stuff and spitting stuff out. And I know she doesn't have a tooth problem. She's just a diva. But, you know, so I kind of switch it up. I've been catching her stealing bites of beef sticks, you know, spicy Slim Jim beef sticks. Yeah, I know you're listening. Yeah, I think that's what you threw up, and I stepped on yesterday morning. Yeah, she thinks I did, you know. By the time I kind of stepped on the edge, but it was kind of dried by then. I just noticed it with my shoe. I felt it because I had a flip-flop on, and then I turned the lights on because it was like 5:30 in the morning. I looked, I was like, oh. By that time, she'd had her breakfast, and she was back in bed and not even looking. I said, Pandy, what's this? And I said, did you throw up? And she didn't. I could hear her through her ears. She knows what throw up, not throw up. We call it throw. Because often there's hair in it, and it looks like she's coughed up a miniature fro, so we call it throw up. Yeah, so that's kind of what that was. But yeah, she's having, in her spoiled antique years of antiquity, she's 15. Okay, she's geriatric. She's not that old. She acts like it. I left her food in the little china cup. I was hoping she would be less messy, but yeah, you saw me picking that up. So she's having, for her mid-afternoon, very light little snack, which I'm gonna, it's Saturday. On the weekends I splurge with her like I do with me, but in the week she's on my meal regimen. Not much. But anyway, she's having fancy sweet broth, tuna, anchovies, and whitefish. And yeah, for all those people who say, oh, you should buy her, you know, she went through a phase where she loved her Blue Buffalo, then she didn't want it. She would never touch Science Diet or Imes. As she's gotten older, she likes stuff with a lot more gravy. This has, I think, a little bigger pieces of, like, bit, you know, that are kind of more she has to work on, but it's protein, it's still fish, you know, she can eat it. It's not so, you know, she's not chewing jerky or having to crunch food, but she will, if she really doesn't want something, I'll find her crunchy bowl empty. And I've tried to limit, she was getting a little pudgy, and she was just blowing through the food and then not finishing it, so I was like giving her half of it, putting it in a baggie in the fridge, or, you know, just letting it sit here in the AC for later. But she was definitely eating her crunchies, which is a kitten, which is more caloric. It's got, you know, stuff for growing kittens and fattening kittens up. And she's a little old lady, and she needs potassium, and she does well on it. And because it's made for kitten tummies, it helps her old lady tummy. And we were like, oh, that's too rich for her. She's old. She's having trouble getting all her stuff through adult food too. So she's, anyway, whatever. But we're just, she's like, you never eat this slow. She's like, I know, but I'm on camera. Sometimes she really wants to milk it, don't you? Don't you? Is that yummy, Pandy? Oh, don't act like you're too good to eat your whitefish and tuna and anchovy fillets next to a sink of dirty dishes. Yeah. Oh, I usually wash my stuff immediately. My sink is 14 by 16, 14 by 18 maybe. So, you know, I have a bowl, and she has a bowl. I have a spoon, she has a spoon. It all got mixed up with that, and that was the lid. And that's just a random piece of Tupperware or a random piece of plastic that I dumped something out of. Everybody always, you know, no matter what you have, how much you keep it clean, there's always that one lid or one bowl without a lid. And, yeah. My sister often brings things over, and when she brings it sometimes over in like her older stuff, and we trade it back and forth, and we just reuse it. I wash it if she needs it, but, you know, it adds up, and she just brings me her extras when she brings me stuff. But Anywho, yeah, so that is about the max dishes you will ever see in my sink. On occasion, whatever pot I cooked in might be there, but it's the camp-size pot. It's the kind that you stack together and you take camping. You know, it all fits into the pot you eat out of. So anyway, that's what I use as my saucepan, and if I need something big, I use my Dutch oven or whatever, my Instapot. But, yeah, so, yeah, I left my lunch dishes. Oh, and I found a spoon that over by the bed that must have fell out of something, or Pandy did it, probably. She hit it. So, yeah, her bowl, my bowl, some silverware, piece of silicone. Proud that I gotta keep this little place clean. So anyway, done with that. Pandy has had her gourmet snack. She's left very little. Some carrot. You know how I feel about you eating the veggies, lady. That's what she thinks about eating the veggies. I'd rather lick my foot and my butt than eat all those carrots. Say bye, Pandy. Love you.